Let me also quickly go across to my colleague Arawat, who's joining us from Rajouri. Arawat, as Gursimran was taking us through the latest details with regards to the Poonch operation, what becomes abundantly clear after 48 hours is that these Pakistani terrorists who are essentially being sent out by the Pakistani army. We have also got details of the kind of support that has come in from the ISI as well as it turns out from the Pakistani army. What more details are you picking up in terms of, one, the movement of these terrorists, the fact that they've managed to escape? What is it that your sources within the Indian army now essentially indicating that how far have they been able to progress in the operation that has been carried out so far?
Yeah, Shaman, it's day 3 and the operation is still underway. You can see there is a movement of some senior officials who are visiting the spot right now, who are on the way. We are right now at the Rajouri's bridge, which connects Dera Ki Gali with the... we have learned from the sources, these who are coming from Dera Ki Gali, they was also planning to cross this bridge and enter to Rajouri to create more disturbance. In fact, my VJ can show you some barricades have been placed in the different areas. In fact, some water bodies, if my VJ can show you from the left side, there is a water body that too are being searched now. In fact, the search operation has been extended to other outskirt villages. In fact, we have once again seen how ISI had tried to create disturbance in Kashmir Valley through the Pakistan-based terrorists. We have seen yesterday how Pakistan-backed terrorism group have targeted Indian Army Jawans, in which 4 Jawans have lost their life. In fact, they tried to sneak another infiltration bid from the Akhnoor sector, but our security forces have neutralized 2 terrorists so far, and the both operations is right now going on. In fact, you can see here, my VJ Mubashir can show you the visuals. CCTV cameras have been also established here to check the wiggle of the traffic movement. In fact, you can see here there is a deployment of special forces also in the Akhnoor and here at the Rajouri operation. You can see here in visuals, SOG persons of Jammu and Kashmir police are completely checking the identity of the civilians who are trying to cross this bridge. In fact, the public movement have been suspended for some time yesterday on this bridge, but now you can see here in the visuals, traffic movement is being allowed now, but the massive search operation is underway right now. In fact, you can see here how Jammu and Kashmir police Jawans are here and they have been deployed. In fact, my VJ can show you these are the multiple CCTV cameras that have been already placed here in the Rajouri market. In fact, completely public places are being also watched closely. If we'll talk about today's Akhnoor operation, as intelligence-based agencies have already alerted that 250 to 300 terrorists are at launching pads. They try to infiltrate before the January of next year. After that, the massive search operation have been launched and our security forces have foiled the attempt in Akhnoor. And right now, the massive search operation underway here at the Rajouri. Yes, Shavan.
Right. Well, Arawat, I'll just request you to stay on with us as we're getting at more details with regards to how exactly the infiltration attempt that was made. Ladies and gentlemen, Republic TV got you full details of the tactical change that was brought in by the Pakistanis. All this while, before the 2016 surgical strikes that were carried out, most of the areas across the border would have specific launch pads. Now it turns out these launch pads have been completely converted. In fact, it turns out that these are civilian houses that are being used. Now, let's also take a look at how this infiltration that was basically carried out. Now, the latest coming in from Akhnoor, where the terrorists were neutralized by the Indian Army. It turns out the ISI and 3rd Punjab Regiment of the Pakistani Army essentially helped the terrorists making that attempt of infiltration in Akhnoor area. Let me just quickly go across to my colleague Gursimran, who's joining us on this broadcast, getting us the latest details. In fact, it's the ISI and 3rd Punjab Regiment behind it. Gursimran. Gursimran, if you can hear me.
The dense areas where these operations are underway, here the Indian Army has to actually crawl to enter the other side. What is happening that there are some of the areas where you cannot go because on the other side is the Pakistani side, the 3 Punjab that is keeping a strict vigil on each and every development, and that's why the Indian Army troops have to actually crawl. If I can request the Sarjeevar to show you that how these troops of the Indian Army, they actually crawl to go to the other side and to keep a strict vigil on what is happening on the other side. So these are one of the tactically tough operations, and as you mentioned, that how the ISI and the 3 Punjab regiment, that is just opposite to this, on the Champ side, they are helping the the Pakistani terrorists to sneak into the Indian territory, because these two, the ISI has their clear role that they actually control the population that is living there. And the second thing that is very important is the role of 3 Punjab that has been deployed by the Pakistani side. On the other side, they are clearly abetting the terrorists to sneak into the Indian side. And these terrorists, the 3 Punjab, they are actively supporting them, not only with the support that includes helping them to sneak into the Indian territory, but also today morning we have seen that how the forest was set on fire by the Pakistani side. The reason was that they want to divert the attention of the Indian army and then to push the terrorists into the Indian side. So the active involvement of the Pakistani army, the 3 Punjab regiment, and also the ISI has been exposed as Indian army has foiled, Shavan, a major attempt of 4 terrorists infiltrating into the Indian side. Shavan, as you have seen in the recent past, how these operations are being intensified.